Hey, this is Carrie from cruisebuzz.net, and today I'm going to give you some cruise ship lingo lessons about stateroom categories and how to pick the perfect cabin. Your stateroom category lingo includes words like inside, outside, or ocean view, a balcony, mini suite, and suite. So I've gone through the process of trying to book my cruise on the princesscruises.com website. I've come to the place where it's asking me how many passengers and what category stateroom do I want to select. This is where it gets a little confusing because there's a slight differences between all of these. And don't worry, I'm going to link to the actual pages so you could replicate this later so that you could see sort of the tools that you need in order to pick your own stateroom. With that said, I will remind you that I'm a huge advocate for using a travel agent because they already have all this training. If you remember, I'm an accredited cruise counselor, although I don't sell anymore. I did do a lot of advanced training, so I'm going to give you the benefit of my training and knowledge for the purposes of you being able to get your best cruise possible. All right, so the staterooms available: interior, ocean view, balcony, mini suite, and suite. Let's take a look at how Princess defines these. So interior stateroom, what is an interior stateroom? It's a cabin that does not have any windows at all. And an ocean view stateroom, these typically have a small picture window or a porthole, although portholes are very hard to find these days on the ships, especially the newer ones. Balcony cabins, they have an extension from the little stateroom box and it extends out and you can go outside, open the sliding glass window. One tip here, like on Princess Cruises, most of their balconies have these plexiglass or see-through balconies, which is nice because you see as much of the sea as possible. And then mini suites, these have a little sitting area. They're a little bit bigger, not that much bigger than the other cabins, but they do start to get you into some more perks and amenities available by the cruise line. Mini suites are a word that you would associate with Princess Cruises. All the cruise lines have their own little nuances. Basically, it's an extended balcony cabin that has additional features for you. On the Princess Cruises mini suites, it allows you to have a welcome glass of champagne. You get to have that separate sitting area and a few other little perks. When you get to the club class on Princess Cruises, this is a mini suite that is located in the best part of the ship, and there's some enhancements, the best one being the premier dining experience that you can have in the club class dining. There's no waiting, you have a guaranteed spot. It's just a lot less stressful for you, and there's some additional menu items available on that as well. And then the suites, these are bigger. You can obviously tell it's pretty much two cabins with nothing in between, like a wall. And obviously these are going to be the most expensive. Choosing your cabin is going to really depend upon what you're interested in doing. For our purposes here, we're going to go ahead and just look at a balcony cabin. And here's where you have to make a choice. Do you want to pick your own stateroom location, or do you want the cruise line to pick it, the algorithm? The algorithm is going to base it upon the best available at that time. How do you know what you're actually getting? So let me go to, I'll choose my own balcony cabin. So this is where we start to get very confused. The middle of the ship is typically going to be the most expensive. You can see that on the price here, $1,674 per person, plus watch, taxes and fees, and port charges, $125 per person extra. So midship tends to get more money. The aft in this case is going to, that's the back of the ship. That is a little bit more than forward. So here's how it works. On your cruise ship, the midship is going to be the most expensive, and then you go out either forward or aft, and the price will fluctuate. Also, notice the differences in the colors on this Princess Cruises. Blue is a higher deck. Higher decks fetch higher prices. And then it goes down. Purple is, lower. I wanted to show you what this looks like on an actual deck plan because it's kind of interesting. Let's go to, I pulled up the Princess Cruises deck plans for Caribbean Princess. Let's just go up to the Riviera deck. and look at some of these categories. Here you go. Now you can see it a lot easier. We have interior cabins, 1B, 1C, 1E, 1F. Those colors correspond with the deck and the position on the ship. That means another price point. So whenever you see different colors, it means more or less money depending on inventory. Balcony cabins, we have BC, BE, and BF. These are all where they're located. So this Riviera deck, these cabins are all in the midship location, and then it goes out farther. So purple, actually purpley is, it's kind of forward. So I think that that would correspond maybe with our, let's see, mid forward or mid aft. It's not that much money, but you can tell when every penny counts when you're buying a cruise, because you need to maximize your budget so that you can use as much of your vacation dollars for other stuff like on board things like massages or shore excursions. All right, that's choose your own. So to choose your own, you would basically, let's pick midship and see what comes up. The algorithm's thinking. It's telling us right now, okay, mid decks 10 through 12. Here we go, deck 12, deck 11, deck 10. Sold. And then there's a lot of availability. Remember, this is in 2018, this sailing. Otherwise, you would be seeing a lot of sold. So how do you know? Which one should you pick? It's hard to tell, right? So we've chosen midship. Here's midship. And then it's going up the different decks. Wait, what happened to my pricing? My pricing was giving me $1,674. Does it go down when I go down? No, not really, because of the yellow color, right? Whoa, this is way more money. Why is that? Premium balcony. Well, I think because we're going to go lower, which doesn't necessarily jive, but it has deck 10. Deck 10 must be good, but now we have to go. Why is deck 10 getting so much extra money? Let's see what's going on. The crib deck, Carib, however you want to say it. So we're looking at these cabins right here. Is it because they're premium balconies? That's pretty sweet. Premium balconies. We didn't know about that. That costs more money. How are we gonna, these balconies, premium balconies. Premium, approximately 271 square feet, including a balcony. It provides outstanding views. All right. See, as you go forward in the ship, it might have gotten a little bit tighter for the balcony to accommodate the front end of the ship. Well, that's another question another day. But let's go ahead and look at the categories one last time. So on Princess Cruises, we have interior, ocean view, balconies, mini suites, mini class, club class mini suites, and then the suites. We were looking at balcony. Balcony has lots of different categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different categories. Those colors all correspond with placement on the ship. The higher and more midship you are, the more expensive. Although we just found that there are premium balconies available, and those are a little bit bigger. Princess has decided that those actually have really good views, so that's probably why they are fetching a higher price. So Carib deck here, these were those premium balconies. Premium balcony, I think, is probably going to just tell us that it's midship, and that's why it's really the best. But we don't know that. But you can see that there's lots of different categories. So you're not just buying a balcony cabin. You have to know the differences between the different decks. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm going to put in my show notes, I'll put these links to these websites, because a lot of times you need to be able to look at this dynamic web page in order to see what's above or below you. So for example, on the Riviera deck, there is the swimming pool. Yikes. Not a lot of people want to be by the swimming pool, and not a lot of people want to be right underneath the buffet. That is loud too. So that might not be a great idea on the Riviera deck. But, it all just depends on pricing and availability when you're ready to book your cruise. All right, so I hope that I gave you some information that you didn't know earlier about the differences in stateroom categories. Again, we have interior, no window, ocean view, little picture window, not bad, balcony. Balconies are great for places that you definitely don't want to miss out on the viewing, like Alaska and Europe and New England, Caribbean. There's some great reasons for getting a balcony cabin. Mini suite, that's a Princess Cruises terms for a little bit bigger cabin. It's got a different setup and it comes with some additional perks and amenities. Club class, you will be paying extra, but it's worth it. Priority embarkation, all sorts of amenities and perks to enhance your cruise vacation. And then a suite. A suite is obviously going to be great. I love getting a suite. Well, that's it for me for today. I just wanted to give you an explanation of some cruise lingo that will help you pick the right stateroom cabin. Bon voyage. I can't wait to hear your comments and see what you think is the best stateroom cabin. If you've had a great experience in an inside ocean view, balcony, mini suite, let us know and share some of those tips. Until then, over and out. This is Carrie, cruisebuzz.net.